Hi, second grade. So we are going to pick up where we left off the other day with our Bible story. It was great to read your responses and to see how that story stuck out to you and the parts of it that you were able to make sense of. So friends, that story is a great picture of what it looks like when we give up what we have to the Lord. That little boy in the story had a lunch, and he gave it to Jesus so that Jesus could bless it and he could multiply it to the thousands of people that were hungry. Now, that is a really good example for us and how we can give up things in our lives and give them to the Lord so that he can go and bless others because of it. That's why our verse this week is to be kind and compassionate to one another from Ephesians 4:23. Because what I want you to be thinking about this week is while you're at home with your families and brothers, sisters, cousins, whoever it might be, how can you be kind and compassionate? How can you give up what you have for the good of others? How can you give it to the Lord so that he can bless the people in your life? Now that might look like giving up your time. Maybe you've been spending all of your time on video games and you're having a lot of fun doing that. But what if you gave up some of that time on video games to help your mom and dad cook, clean, do your homework, whatever they might be asking of you? Wouldn't that be a blessing to your parents? Wouldn't that be a blessing to your family by giving up your time? Also, thinking about sharing. I know that sometimes video games are one-player games, or just any type of game that you might be using or a toy that you might be playing with. Maybe you have a sibling that really wants to play with it too, but you haven't been giving them an opportunity. Now's your chance, friends. Be kind and compassionate to one another. I want you to share. I want you to think of others first this week, because that little boy in the story was a good example of he wasn't worried. He wasn't concerned about not having a lunch anymore. He put it in the hands of Jesus, and he knew that Jesus was going to be able to take care of everything else. So I want you to live in that way and to give up anything that you have that you think you might be holding on too tight to and taking for granted almost, and give it to the Lord this week. In your response today, I want you to tell me, what are you going to give up to the Lord? What are you going to let him use in your life? Maybe it's your time. Maybe it's your attitude. Maybe it's your toys. Tell me something that maybe you want to start sharing. Do you want to share your Nintendo Switch with your brother or sister? Do you want to share your time with your mom? What do you want to do this week that is going to honor the Lord and is showing that you trust God, that he is going to use it for good? And I know that the Lord will bring blessings upon you when you do that, when your heart is in the right place, when you're giving things up to him. And it's the best place to be, growing closer to the Lord and becoming more and more like him. So friends, remember that verse, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ forgave you, Ephesians 4:23. Look forward to seeing your responses and how you're going to be more like Jesus this week, and how you're going to give more to him and surrender more to him as we continue on. I can't wait to see.